All right, everyone. So let's figure out. Let's get one more, useful data point out of this. So we have a report based on buyer type. We have our total commissions by our agents. What else could we do? So we didn't do anything with offer status. So I'm curious. Let's see. We could do a few things. We could do again like an average list price by offer status. Maybe we just want to see a total, like how many deals are in each kind of category, if you will. So this data was probably run at the end of the year. So let's figure out, how many are still pending, how many did we close, etc. So let's just give it a try. Let's go insert, do our pivot table again. We know that's all good. All right, so we want our offer status, which is our first data point, and really we just want to count. So what we can do is put offer status here and it's count. So it kind of figured out already. You probably don't want to sum of them because there's no numerical data to sum in that category. So submit it. There's 5. Awaiting buyer signature, etc., etc. Bogus offers 53. So we could do a couple of things, guys. We could create a graph. That's what so for our dashboard we do kind of want just nice kind of like little clickable like look at graphs. I don't want to overwhelm people with a lot of information. Plus, they know that they can then come to the tabs and see the specific information. Just want to type. Let's see. I want to rename this first. So this is offer status counts. So we do want to make a graph of it. So let's just see what a cool graph would look like. Let's go back to our inserts, our pivot. Now it looks like there's quite a few in offer rejected. I believe that's what it is. Yeah, there is. So that really shows you it's almost like a bell curve, if you will. And I believe this kind of follows like a natural progression, if you will. First you submit an offer, then you have to wait, then submit the listing agent. I'm not quite sure. I forget what STI stands for. Pending, then it closes, or buyer refused to sign, offers rejected, inspection failed. There's lots of reasons then why the deal didn't go through. So they had quite a few offer rejected. You know what might be actually interesting, guys, is percentage. I want to see a percentage of the total. That might actually be the real useful information here. So let's go. If you remember, so we have our count. Now we want to do a percentage of column total. So 37% of offers get rejected. That's probably some useful information for management. When more than a third of your offers are being rejected, that's pretty hefty. I mean, when you have quite a few and then they could look and see, well, how many close. Now, if we want to, we could filter out and just say how many close, how many, what else would be useful if we just cherry picked, like how many got refused, how many times did the buyer, etc. But in our case, I just kind of want to show them all this. And again, let's make another graph, just see how this looks. So it's the same relative, kind of looking graph. I mean, the dollar amounts are going to basically be reflected. It's just now that it's in percentage format. But I think the percentage format's really what's more useful to mine out of this information. So the real question is there something, what I think might be useful, guys? So I'm going to exit out of here and sort this first of all. Here we go, sort. Largest to smallest. Now you notice a lot of this, it's not like I pre-planned, guys, exactly what we were going to create. This is kind of how it would be if you were trying to figure out for yourself. Like, here's a large amount of data. Go sort through it, pick out what seems like it's most useful, and do something with it. And that's essentially what we're doing. So let's do a pivot chart. Now I kind of wanted to do the bar so that somebody looking at this can kind of come down and see like, okay, offer rejected. Now we're gonna have to do something. Let's just create this chart and show you what it looks like. So let's make it slightly bigger for one. So these percentages, we're gonna clean up this this down here. We can get rid of total. I think that goes without saying. Now we can kind of see the totals, but they're a little crammed. We're still gonna do something there. Offer status, I believe. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Let's see if we can. Don't know if we can. I was hoping I'd be able to hide this guy. It doesn't look like we can. But what is nice is people could filter it. So we could actually filter out, you know what, let's do that. Let's filter out some of those smaller ones. And we'll just say it's the top, let's do these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. Let's go with 7 again, right? So actually here, let's do our value filters, top 10, but then we can drop this down to 7. Look at that, a little bit cleaner graph. And then in our header, we're actually going to write top 7 offer statuses. I'm not quite sure how you type statuses, or if it's offer status. Top 10 offer status. I'm trying to think of another word to add to this. Let's just leave it at offer status types for now. Now this, guys, I kind of wish I could get rid of this, but I'm not quite sure that I can. Clear filters and see more sort. So we'll just leave this for now. It's not the end of the world. One thing I do want to do though, guys, is this. So if you right click again, so if you click on anything, you can then right click and do something with just what you've selected. So if I click on this and then right click, I want to format it. Now there is a way, and let's see again if we can find it. Okay, there is a way to rotate it so it is vertical instead of let's see, vertical alignment. Here we go. Text direction, horizontal. So again, you're just gonna have to click around and search, guys. It happened to be under text options, then this third option here, and then text direction. So we want rotate all text 90 degrees, and we actually want it this way, so it's kind of pointed up. And we could actually, what looks kind of slick, I don't know if they have a custom angle. For some reason, it's not gonna let me do it. We'll just leave it at that then. If it lets you rotate it a set amount, like say 45 degrees. So there we go. So now it's a little bit, we're gonna have to make this just a bit bigger, and we have to make this just a bit smaller to get it all on here. All right. I'm curious too, guys, what would happen if, see this guy just doesn't want to move, and I'm not sure. All right. So this is useful, I think, right? So now somebody looking at this, management can say, oh, wow, wait, now somewhere close to 37, 38% of offers are being rejected. To me, not even being in a real estate position, that number sounds high. So I think this is a useful chart. So let's save this, guys. We're up to 8 minutes. Let's end this video, and then let's go ahead and create our dashboard in the next video, because we could go on making more pivot tables, but I think you get the idea.